Hello and welcome to week 8 of our League Pick'em series. My name is Chris, and my longtime friend Jason, who has a lot of explaining to do this week.
Is back with you.
Uh,
Yeah. So let me distract you from me needing to explain anything, and just give you a fun fact: the U.S. government increases its national debt by $70,000 per second over the last year. Now, do you think $70,000 is over or under the amount that the NFL used to make its website look like a crappy version of an Apple website this week?
uh, I don't know. Seems a bit off topic. I'm not a fan of the website, but at least I can tell where things are.
Not a big fan either, but yeah, a little getting used to it, and we can find the stats. So anyway, what do I have to explain myself for?
We'll get to that. First off, we went
Okay.
2-2 in our contested picks this week. We both went 10-5, and I preserved my one game lead. I am 64-44, while Jason is 63-45. And going into week 8, we have the Lions, Raiders, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Jaguars all on bye. That's
Ooh,
3 games worth of teams, basically, just to sum it up.
yeah, yeah. So we got no international game and only one Monday Night Football game this week. A little bit of a down week for football.
All right, let's get into our recap that won't take 3/4 of the video, as it
Yeah,
usually
okay, that's
does.
what you would think.
First up, we've got the Steelers losing to the Bengals. I Is the bottom team the home team?
Yes.
Okay, so losing to the Bengals at home because it was more clear in the other one. And I actually watched this game, of course, because my boy Aaron was in this. He played well. Basically, the Steelers let him down, but the big story is really just how well Joe Flacco played. Did you watch this game?
No, I was feeling sick that night. I missed the Steelers Bengals. Seems like I miss whenever I get to watch Aaron have a heartbreaker, but no, it does look like this was a pretty good game overall. What did you think?
It was a very good game. I like Joe Flacco. He's one of the 7 geezers, so I didn't want one of them, to do. I didn't want either of them to do poorly. I want all my geezers to go out on top, of course. But of course, I wanted my boy Aaron to win, and yeah, he came up short. But I don't really think he played poorly at all. It was
No, this is one
just
of the first times this season that the Steelers were not able to hold another team in check on defense.
no, their defense was pretty bad at the beginning of the season. All right, next up we have our London game here. We got the Rams absolutely annihilating the Jaguars. And
Uh huh.
somehow we both picked the Jags to win this. I don't know what we were thinking.
Puga was out. Right?
Yeah, but apparently the
So
Jags hastily
yeah.
returned to form.
Oh, that's great. I don't usually hear return to form, meaning that they stink again.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I watched all of this one, and great play calling by the Rams. Great gutsy effort by Stafford. Obviously, the thing I did predict, the one thing I did predict right in this um, was that the Rams line would be living in the Jags backfield, and they were. Not only on the pass attempts, but also on the rushes. Like that, there were a lot of tackles for loss in this one. Just great play by the Rams all around. I will get my obligatory Sean McVay hate in.
I was about to say, let's have it. What do you do?
Yeah, absolutely reckless, and I've given him flack for this in the past. The Rams were up by 3 touchdowns with like 4.5 minutes to go, and he's still sending
Stafford? Adams?
Stafford back to throw shotgun passes while under pressure. He got hit, and he got roughed in the last like 5 minutes of the game. There was no reason this guy needs to be in there.
That's probably the first
Um,
time I agree with you because usually the things you say are just either just bullshit or nitpicky. But
it was
yeah,
just right. Yeah, it
with
was
his
reckless.
injury history and how finicky, how many injuries he's had over the last like 4 seasons, that was silly because this was like all in the bag from the word like go. I watched this game too. Well, actually, wait a minute. I was out with this was where my I went up for breakfast for my grandmother's birthday, so I watched the second half of this when we got back though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you might have you might have come back to see just some terrible injuries, but instead you got just crushionation by the Rams. Gotta say, great job. By every player on that field on the LA Rams, and great play calling as well.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks are all 5-2 at the top of the division.
That's wild.
It
Yeah,
is wild.
I feel. I mean, even the 49ers, we'll talk about them. But the fact that they're able to win 5 games with this many injuries,
Hmm.
really, I think all three of them are Super Bowl contenders, or at least NFC Championship contenders right now.
Well, I know you picked the Rams to like go 0-17 or something, and
I was
I
wrong.
know, but
I was wrong.
I don't remember who you picked to win the division. But who do you think is the
I had the 49ers, like you
who do you
did.
think's the most legit right now?
Seahawks.
Yeah,
And I think the Rams are second. I mean, I think the Rams look very good.
I just can't pick the Seahawks, man.
The fact
Yeah.
that they did that without Puka is incredible.
Anyway,
Jags are not a terrible team.
yeah,
No,
they are. Next up, we've got the Bears, and this was not close at all, even though it's like a two possession game
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Saints get destroyed by the Bears at home for the
Uh,
Bears. I mean,
The Jags aren't a bad team. The Saints are a bad team. The one thing I'll say about the Bears, and it's kind of become their identity. Yeah, they were out to a 20 to nothing lead fairly early, but two of those touchdowns were on really short fields. Like I still don't have a ton of faith in the Bears offense, but their defense and special teams give them so many opportunities that yeah, they might actually be a legit contender again.
yeah, you're
Um,
absolutely right about that because Caleb's numbers are absolutely like pedestrian in the last like this 4 game, 3 game winning streak they've been on. He has not
mhm.
been impressive like at all.
Maybe not statistically, right? But it's like when you can only, when you start on the opponent's 45, you can only put up 45 yards, right? So, yeah, I don't think Caleb is anything like super special, but compare that against other teams. We'll get to the Texans later that that get great field position over and over and can't convert. And there's something to be said here.
Okay, let's
Oh
move
no.
on.
Oh
Okay.
no.
We called it. This was Shitball 7 last week. But Jason, walk me through how rock bottom collapsed, and then there was another floor under that.
It also collapsed just for comic effect, right?
Yes, into a spike pit. Yeah,
Oh
some
God.
kind of Viet Cong era bear trap or pit or something. Yeah.
Okay, so in my 25-year fandom of the Miami Dolphins, I could count on two hands the number of games I've ever turned off in disgust. Um, this was one of them. I turned it off right around the beginning of the fourth quarter, so I did get to see the bottom collapse and then the next bottom collapse. Here's what happened. Um, the Dolphins defense held really strong for a couple of drives. They got one really bad call against them. The refs just blew it. Where they had made the Browns go three and out, and they called a ridiculous. I forget whether it was defensive holding or PI. Gave the Browns another set of downs. It happens in football. It happens. Next play, Browns just go like 70 yards for the touchdown. Um, they kick off to the Dolphins. We start running the ball back. We fumble. They have like a super short, like 20-yard field. Easy touchdown. Um, we can't do anything on our next drive. Punt to them. They score like another touchdown. It's over. Um, Yeah, this is a team that just like plays well for a little while, and then when it really matters, one thing goes wrong and they absolutely collapse. This is not the first time that's happened this season.
It seems like
Um,
that collapse came pretty early in the game.
it did. It did. All it takes is one thing to go really wrong for the Dolphins, and they just disintegrate. I mean, there's no lasting mental toughness with this team. And then that's like the first bad thing that I'll ever say about McDaniel. I don't think that I think he instilled a real sense of spirit in the team and made them believe that things can go right. But when they don't, they just don't have the resilience to come back from it.
Well, Tua managed to copy and improve upon his dumpster fire performance with
Yeah,
another
Tua looked
three turnovers in this game. And I hear he also got benched in the third or fourth quarter. That's true, right?
Well, again, I turned it off at the beginning of the
Oh,
fourth,
okay.
so
Cannot
it's
confirm.
possible that he got benched after that, maybe just to protect him. I don't think that McDaniel was saying your job is in danger. Maybe. I mean,
I'm
because
pretty
his own
he
job is in
I'm
danger
pretty
too.
he got benched long enough for his backup to actually have, a few drives. So I don't know
Well,
who
I
the
mean, again,
backup
if you're
is.
behind by 25 points, right? Like you're not going to win the game. So like why risk, Tua getting hit and being out for the season when things are already so bad,
Do you think
right?
Tua will remain the starter for the rest of the season?
I think so. I think so. But
Now,
yeah, I mean,
as a lifelong Dolphins fan, is Tua? How close is Tua from being at risk of getting a concussion from one of his own teammates?
just because he says the wrong thing.
Not just because he's playing so poorly.
I don't think I don't. That's funny, but I don't think he's at risk from a concussion team. So I think that it's very possible that the Dolphins clean house at the end of this year if things don't turn around a lot. Get rid of McDaniel, get rid of Hill, and get rid of Tua, and go straight back into a rebuilding mode. Hopefully, in that case, with a very high draft pick, although the Jets are taunting them, with that one win that they have over the
It's a
Jets.
running gunfight for that
Yeah.
that first draft pick.
All
All
right.
right.
Let's move on before I have to hang myself.
Yes, and the Browns now have a better record than the Dolphins. I'll end it with that.
But they still are not last in their division, unlike the Browns.
True. That
The
Dolphins,
Dolphins.
you'll never get under them. They got the bottom locked up. They'll have the inside track for the foreseeable future.
Um, did um did I answer for what I needed to answer for?
Yeah, that was good enough breakdown. All right. We'll wait till next week to pile on. All right, next game. The Raiders getting absolutely shit stomped by the Chiefs. I did watch all of this game. It was very painful. I have Ashton Genty. He only touched the ball 6 times. This was just
Yeah,
from the word go. Geno Smith is just he's having almost as bad or worse season than Tua is right now. He's just there was just nothing. They had 3 first downs the whole games. They only ran like 20 something plays the whole game. Just
yep.
absolute demolition. Way more one sided than I thought it would be.
Yeah, on principle, I refuse to watch any Vegas Raiders game this season. But
Why is
yeah, I
that?
mean, give credit to the Chiefs. Yeah, it's against a bad team, but they really, really controlled the ball, made it impossible for the other team to come back. This wasn't a lucky win. This was just smashing another team, and they've done that a couple times recently now.
Next up, we've got the Eagles playing the Vikings at home. They got out to a big lead, and the Vikings almost came back, but this was definitely the Eagles' get right game that they needed, as they were way, way more improved, like through the air in this game. Probably the best in the whole season, actually.
Yeah, no need for a lot of tush pushes. The biggest story for me, like you said, is Jalen Hurts with a perfect 158 quarterback rating. Compare that, compare that on the other side, where let me just look and make sure. Uh, yeah, Wentz had a 65 quarterback rating by comparison.
Yeah. All
Eagles looked
right.
good.
Then in
Saquon
the
Barkley, on the other hand, only had like 40 yards, though. 3 yard average did not look good and has not all season, really.
yeah. Next up, we got a game that probably 7 Americans watched. The Panthers beat the Jets 13-6 and have a winning record for probably the first time in 10 years, or at least since Cam Newton left the team.
Yeah, if 7 Americans watched this, is that 7 people in the entire world, or were there like 380 people over in Italy huddled in a bar somewhere?
I'm saying it's probably 6 Panthers fans and 1 Jet fan. So yeah,
Probably. I feel so bad for you, Jet fan. Yeah, this is a game that just constantly, punt, 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 field goal, punt. Um, Panthers got it done though. Like I watched this, and Panthers looked like a semi-competent team out there. Their defense looked very good. Meanwhile, Justin Fields could do absolutely nothing. And did he get replaced? I'm trying to remember.
I don't even think he started this game. Didn't Tyrod Taylor play the whole game?
Was it Tyler Teller all game?
I don't know. I think
No.
so.
Fields.
Did he?
No, yeah. Fields played as well, and was
Okay.
a lot better than Tyrod.
All right. Also, Bryce Young got hurt at the end of this game. For all that's worth, it's probably an upgrade actually.
Well, yeah, I mean Dalton's not bad. Backup.
He's one of the
Uh,
geezers. He's geezer number 5.
and if I remember correctly, he did lead them. Okay, I don't see points at the end, but I think he did lead them to some nice first downs at the end that closed the game. If I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolina's a competent team. Their defense finally like really stopped someone. Yeah, it was the Jets.
Mm.
But yeah, and the Jets are absolutely wretched. I mean, these guys should be relegated to like semi-professional football.
I'll say they're like the only team that couldn't put up 30 on the Cowboys.
Oh man. Next.
Next up, we've got the Patriots, who are on now a like 4 or 5 game winning streak and look like the real deal. They're at the head of their own division and dumpster the Titans from beginning to end here.
Another team dumpsters the Titans. Man, I feel so bad for Tyler Lockett having to play there in the twilight years of his career.
I'm so old. I remember when that guy was a rookie. He was like a kickoff return man originally.
It feels like yesterday, man.
Shit, I remember him and Doug Baldwin, man, or Dustin Baldwin, what the hell his name was, at the Seahawks. I am such a
Doug?
geezer
Doug
myself.
Baldwin?
That was the number 1 Seahawks receiver for like a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Patriots are a good team. Believe in Drake. I don't know if there's that much more to say, but it's good to see a team that is not accustomed to success be able to win the games that they should be able to win as they finally get good.
Next
Looking
up,
at you, Washington Commanders.
yeah, next up, we've got pretty much the story of the week. The Broncos, or no, the Giants held the Broncos scoreless until the like 4th quarter, and then they proceed to score 33 unanswered points in the 4th quarter, in just the entire 4th quarter, and the Giants, through a combination of turnovers and 2 missed extra points, actually end up losing this in just a single quarter of gameplay. And they actually scored more points in that quarter. They started with 18, then got 32, and then still lost 32-33. So it's definitely, I would say, more of a story of the Giants' collapse and Brian Dable sitting on top of just a industrial, sized, what do you call it?
Tire fire?
Yeah, some kind of heating device that makes lots of like fried food after this legendary collapse, man.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a remarkable, display of tenacity from like Bo Nix and the crew over here.
Yeah, this comeback was insane. I did see most of the 4th quarter, and man, it was fun and a little bit exhausting. I've got the entire 4th quarter summary here. This is not the scoring drives. This is all the drives from the 4th quarter. Broncos touchdown. Giants touchdown. Broncos touchdown. Giants interception. Broncos touchdown. Giants punt. Broncos touchdown. Giants touchdown. Broncos field goal, and that last field goal they drove within 37 seconds. One of the great things that Sean Payton did in this game was after there was like an iffy call, I think, by the refs that gave the Giants first and goal on the 2 for their final touchdown. Peyton came out and started yelling at the refs and drew a an unsportsmanlike flag to put the Giants on the 1, which helped the Giants score, giving the Broncos 37 seconds rather than probably like 15 to go down and do their own drive.
You think that was actually tactical?
Brilliant 400 IQ move by Sean Payton. No, I don't think that they did that intentionally, because otherwise they would have just opened the line and let them score.
Yeah, but you can
Uh,
always just run forward and like fall down.
but the Giants weren't trying to do that from the 2 or the 1. So like, and the Giants also couldn't win with a field goal, so you wouldn't really want to just fall down just in case they stop your final 1 or 2 attempts when you don't have timeouts. But yeah, no, it wasn't intentional. It ended up probably winning them the game because what's his name? Scatabo barely got in on the final touchdown. So if he was doing that from the 2, they would have taken more time off the clock, and the Broncos probably would have lost. Yeah, all of the Broncos' offense, and for that matter, a lot of their defense in this fourth quarter was incredible. I didn't see the rest of the game. I mean, good for the Giants that they were able to play 3 quarters of a good game. There's something to be said there. Um, but yeah, this collapse is monumental.
All right, next up, we've got the Colts taking a dump on the Chargers, and they improve to the best record in the NFL, 6-1. It makes no
Yeah,
sense, but there it is.
it's
And
Daniel Jones, baby.
they just keep on the this miracle hot streak, channeling the Sam Darnold Vikings of last season. And I think it'll
Yeah,
have the same result.
this is incredible. Give a lot of credit to the Colts line, who are creating big holes for Taylor and protecting Daniel Jones. But yeah, everybody on that offense is fantastic. Let me just give you the quick rundown of the number of points they've scored each time this season, because this is incredible to me for a team like the Colts. 33, 29, 41, 20 in their only loss to the LA Rams. 40, 31, 38.
Yeah,
This is just a
I'm
team that's on fire.
I'm sure that's close to the best or the best in the league, but Cowboys have also been bananas.
Yeah, but the Colts have a better D than the Cowboys, and the Bucks can probably also lay claim to something like that. But again, the Colts have a better D than both of them.
All right, next up in a game I don't have much to say about, we got a close win of the Packers over the Cardinals. And I believe Jacoby Brissett actually, did he play this entire game because of what's his ass got hit in the head? Kyler Murray.
Uh, yeah, it looks like Brissett played the entire game and pulled out a 111 quarterback rating.
Yeah,
Not
from
bad.
what I hear, he actually played really well.
Yeah. The
Um,
Packers made a nice comeback in the fourth quarter with 2 touchdowns to a mere field goal for the House of Cards, as I like to call them, because they collapse all the time.
all right, next up, we got the game of the week.
Was it though?
It
Was it
actually
though?
it was actually the game of the week. It
Maybe for
was
you it was.
no, it was labeled out on some network, whatever it was on. The Redskins go down in flaming defeat to my boys, ye of little faith, picking the Redskins to demolish our like absolutely nascent defense. But this is by far the best game of the season for the Cowboys. They actually got a quality win over a quality team, and the defense actually made some fucking stops. I mean, they have not gotten a team out on third down but like a handful of times the whole season. They got 3-and-outs like 4 or 5 times in this game. Shit. And I know my prop bet. I know I came up short, I said less than 21 points. They got 22, and I know I said 5 sacks. They got 4, but they
Yeah.
did get that defensive turnover though.
Yes, sir. You were very close in that prop bet. You were literally a sack and 1 point off from making it. So,
So close.
moral victory for you, I suppose.
90% prop bet.
That was a lot better than my prop bet of Tampa Bay Detroit 100 points, where there were 33.
Yeah, that was silly.
Well, you always don't accept my prop bets unless they're sufficiently silly.
You're right. That was sufficiently silly. You got anything to say about this game? Just to continue.
Just that I felt really bad for Jaden Daniels every time the defense actually held the Cowboys in the fourth quarter, and he had to go back on the field.
He's already like 3 possessions down by then, and he got icing on the cake. We even sent him to the hospital.
Wow, I'm sure you're really proud of that.
Well, he's a thorn in our side. I wish the best for the young man, but he better get his ass out of the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the Cowboys are gonna, run over everybody on their way to second place in the division and an early playoff exit.
Dude, this division is wide open because of all the stumbling everyone has done. We got a great shot at the title.
The Giants win it.
Dude, the Giants have gotten a couple surprise wins. The Eagles have had a bunch of surprise losses. Everyone's banged up a little bit.
All right, enough about the overrated NFC East.
And Dak, man. Dak is playing the best ball of his entire fucking
Dak.
career. This might even be better than 2023 Dak, who was like second in MVP voting. This Dak is peak Dak, and George Pickens has just elevated the offense to legendary levels. This was the first game with George and CD coming back from injury, and CD immediately got back to work and chewed shit up, man. And George still got a bunch of bombs.
CD looked great, yeah. Dak really seems incapable of putting up 3 good years in a row or 3 bad years in a row.
Better than a bunch of shit years, which is what most teams have to deal with.
Yeah, no, I love Dak. I'm always rooting for him, even when I'm not rooting for the Cowboys, which sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not.
Bullshit. I bet you were like, God, these Redskins, why are they letting the Cowboys supposed to put 50 on him?
Hey, that don't sound like that.
I bet you were like thinking they'd drop a bajillion, and you'd be right to think so.
Thank you. Next.
Alright, enough of my boys finally getting to 500. Next up, we've got the Falcons in a very surprisingly underperformance for a team that's been kind of surging really hard the last few weeks. Only 10 points by this big offense. Bijan wildly underperformed this game after just a absolutely killer start to the season these last few games. And then McCaffrey has by far his best game of the season. It's not even close. He's been just like Barkley. He's been garbage on the ground, but he's so good in the receiving side that he kind of made up for it.
Receiving game anyway.
Yeah, but he's been
200
terrible.
yards all-purpose this game. What a gutsy team the 49ers have. All these injuries, be in a tough division and still be hanging around at 5-2. They're going to be scary when they get healthy, if they ever get healthy.
I actually think the more interesting question is, will they look better or worse with Purdy or Mac Jones? I think is what everyone really wants to know. And yes, it is a testament to Pete
Purdy,
Shanahan.
But Mac has really kind of vindicated himself, hasn't he?
Well, some people say that is it Pete or Mike Shanahan the coach? I forget which one's the dad and which one's the son. Mike.
I think Mike is. Who Pete is.
Pete is his father. That's the Super Bowl coach. He's the son. Mike Shanahan is the coach. But yeah, a lot of this is just such great coaching from Mike Shanahan. I think that is. Who is the son? You never heard of Pete Shanahan? He's the one that won the Super Bowls with John Elway, dude.
There's Mike and there's Kyle.
My bad.
Pete like Kyle's grandfather?
I'm sorry, Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
I am sorry. I got threw one in there.
Who the fuck is Pete Shanahan?
Mike Shanahan must be the one I'm thinking of, the older one. I swear,
Yeah, Mike's the older one. Kyle is his son, I believe.
swear it was Pete.
Who the hell is Pete?
I'm looking that up. No, it's definitely Pete Shanahan or whatever. How do you
Pete
spell it?
Rose? Pete Carroll? He's an old guy. Go, go.
Never mind. You're right. It was Mike. Fuck me. Yeah, I just made that up. Apparently, it was Mike.
Man, you know what? Just for that, we should take a point away from your score.
Whatever. I knew his last name. But anyway, yeah, a lot of this goes down to how great of a coach Kyle has been, and
Yeah, I would agree with that.
them 49ers always a thorn in the Cowboys' side.
You know, they're a damn good team. You're probably a little too young to remember when they were a dynasty.
Obviously, it was before I was born.
Yeah, like I wasn't a big football fan yet, but I remember my dad always complaining about it because my dad hates dynasties. He hated the 49ers. He hated the Bears to some extent back when they were good. He hated the Patriots. But yeah, he just he hates dynasties. He probably hates I think he's usually rooting against the Chiefs, kind of like you are.
Must be
Now that they've
100 years
become
old
kind
to
of
hate the Bears.
he's an old guy.
I hate the
But
Bears dynasty. What? What are you talking about?
he could beat me in any he could beat me in any any feat of strength there is. Shout out to Scotty.
All right, next up we've got the heartbreak. My boy Baker just got absolutely
Yeah.
annihilated this game. It's just that this somehow, some way, this Lions defense just emerged from the shadows and was just completely shut down defense this game. It was just Baker did nothing in the first half, and he could barely do anything in the second half. They went on fourth down so many times, and that Lions secondary just absolutely the stuff of legends. I watched most of this game. Or, no, I think I watched the whole thing, and yeah, just I can't believe how unproductive Baker was in this game.
Yeah, sometimes you're better than another team on paper, but they just kind of have a good matchup against you or have your number. You know what they say? Mama said there'll be days like this. I think the Bucks are fine. It really hurt that they lost Evans again so early in the game.
Yeah, that is
I
very
mean,
depressing.
that's a bad sign just for them being able to stay healthy and really be in there at their final one-winged angel form when it comes playoff time. That might be an easy out. But yeah, good on the Lions D for being the first team to really stop the Bucks. Their offense absolutely did enough, and quality win for them. I think the Lions are still, one of the few teams outside the NFC West that can compete for that conference. As are the Buccaneers, for that matter.
All right, and then our second Monday Night Football game, we got the Texans, and this was like one of the ugliest games on both sides that I have ever seen. This looks close, but this was just absolutely just bare bones offense from the Texans, and then the Seahawks just giving them every chance in the world to come back. After initially Seahawks got out to basically most of the points that they've had the whole game, and then only added another 3 or something at the very end, I think.
Yeah, I watched all of this game, even at the cost of some of Bucks Lions, and this was a weird game. In the first half, the Seahawks could have easily scored 40 points unanswered. There were a couple of absolutely ticky-tack calls by the refs, probably designed to keep the Texans in the game. Um, there were so many times they could have gotten the ball with a short field and had some type of just little mistake like a ticky tack roughing the passer or a PI that was a PI but they didn't have to do it. Um, there was also this weird. It was kind of a cool idea. They had I think a double reverse to Cooper Cup, and then Cooper immediately threw the ball trying to hit Smith Jigba. and just missed him by a little bit, and the ball went straight to the guy who was covering. Um, so yeah, like the Seahawks could have gotten out to a 40-point lead. At the same time, any competent offense the Texans could have put up 40 points in the second half because the Seahawks were going 3-and-out over and over and over again every like 1 to 2 minutes. They were just burning none of the clock. Occasionally, like Walker or whatever would have a good rush. Maybe they get one first down. But yeah, their offense, particularly their passing offense, looked so anemic in the second half. Texans kept giving C.J. Stroud the ball over and over and over and over and over on a short field. And every time it happened, I just felt worse and worse for Stroud because he was getting hit constantly, knocked down. Um,
Yeah, that team's
and
infamous for its bad offensive line.
Houston, I've never seen, particularly C.J. Stroud, look so bad in his young career. I have never seen him look so bad. This is a bathos, and really just the whole offense, especially after Nico Collins. I think it was maybe the third quarter. He just took a really unlucky hit where it came down on his head, on the back of his head, and he was probably concussed. So
Oh,
they had to take him out of the
I
game.
don't remember him getting hurt.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was just a regular like sideline tackle. It wasn't anything vicious, but he came down really bad on his head,
Well, that's a
and it was a
shame.
few minutes.
He
It was
missed
a
a lot
few
of
minutes.
time last
Before
season too.
yeah, yeah, and with Tank Dell, not there, like, it's just that CJ has no one really to throw to, and isn't even throwing well when he does. So yeah, absolutely horrendous effort by the Texans offense. The defense played with such vigor, such fire, such pride, and just kept making plays in the second half, giving them what should have been a chance to win. But I think this was really bad coaching when, you get to 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, they're down 2 touchdowns. They clearly can't do anything. Look, I like um Murray, right? D'Amico Murray?
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans, I'm sorry. Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryan, the coach of the Texans. I don't know why I was sorry. Um but I like him, and I get that, like, he was a player and a fierce star player in the past, but I think he's got to really step up his game as a coach and know when to fold him because the not only the danger that he was putting CJ in when they had no shot at winning at the end,
Does he even call the
um,
plays?
just the fact that he calls the personnel though. I
All
don't
right.
think that the plays were particularly bad calls. One thing I really hated that he did was they forced they got their they got their like fluke touchdown with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go, which is what put them within 8 points. First of all, big mistake to not just see if you can get the two immediately. Because if you can't, the game's over. But second of all they have to do is just kick the ball out of bounds. And when the Seahawks try to run the ball, run the ball to drain the clock, they have the 2 minute warning as a free timeout for the Texans. And what did they do? They kicked the ball in bounds. The guy in the Seahawks, took it and from the end zone and or maybe even in front of the end zone, ran it forward for 4 or 5 seconds, went to a minute 59, and boom, they lose the 2 minute warning as a free timeout. And the fact that the Texans were actually about to get the ball back with like 20 seconds left in the game, they could have had it with a full minute if Ryans hadn't just like made this just horrible game management blunder. As it turned out, after the Texans got the stop and were about to make the Seahawks go 3-and-out with a few seconds, one of the guys on the Texans basically like jumped up in the air and pile drove like the entire like melee of like both teams trying to push the player with the ball. And so that was an unsportsmanlike and gave the
All
Seahawks
right, homie. We don't
first
need the
down
whole
and
fucking
ended the game.
play-by-play.
This was just the weirdest game I've ever seen in my life.
Talked about
I just
this
wanted to
more
say
than that Miami dumpster fire. Shit.
that. There was more to say here. Miami was just a dumpster fire. Yeah. All right.
All
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, but I just had a lot to get at on this one.
That does it for our week 7 recap. Now let's move on to the fun part. Unless you have anything to add.
Oh, I could add more on the Texans if you want.
I think we got the entire play-by-play.
All right. Let's move on then.
We heard everything that they ate at halftime, everything. All right, first up tomorrow, or tonight for some people, Thursday night football. We got the Vikings at Los Angeles against the Chargers. What do you think for this one? I feel like it's a literal coin flip because both these teams are in some amount of disarray.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but I think the Chargers are a good team who have just lost to better teams. I don't think Minnesota's necessarily a better team. Just the fact that the Chargers are in the same city as the Rams, maybe that'll rub off on them. In a close one, I've got the Chargers here.
Hmm. You know, I'm going to say that osmosis doesn't get it done, and I'm going to go with the Vikings over here. I'm going to
All
say the
right.
Chargers keep on spiraling, the injuries keep piling up. I got to get back out in the way out in front again. +1 ain't going to make me feel good enough. Got to pick the Vikings, man.
All right, I respect it.
All right, next up, we've got whew, the 1-6 Dolphins playing the Falcons at home. They're both off of some pretty bad losses. Obviously, some worse than others.
Let me remind you how much you hate Penix, and like at least Tua has had some success in the past. At some point, he might be one of the 7 old men in the league. You never know.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Nah, the
So I think
Geezers
I
is
think
a
you should pick
finite
Miami.
list.
I think you should pick Miami. What do you think?
At this point, I wouldn't pick them to beat the Jets in the rematch like later in the year. If like this continues, I think they're at a point where like the locker room is probably just gonzo, and now they're just like, I don't think anything's going to change until like you said, nothing's going to change until the culture changes, and they're just a culture of just goofballs and losers. And Achan is probably the only guy on the team still trying.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think A-Chan is going to be enough to get it done. I've got the Falcons.
Of course, man, he'd be just absolutely insane. The Falcons got way more going on. They got way their skill position players are actually still playing well. I don't think Penix has put up good
Oh,
numbers the whole season, but like London
yeah,
and Bijan and that Kyle Pitts guy, they've all been so good.
yeah, yeah.
And let's just keep talking about how bad the Dolphins are.
Yeah, the Dolphins really just man. Every time I have them on my screen, I feel like I'm watching the Taiji Dolphin Drive. It is just violence against dolphins. It's so sad.
All right,
There's
next
blood
up,
in the water.
we've got the Bears at Baltimore, and you are looking into Lamar. He's definitely going to play after the bye. Is he
Well,
playing
this
this?
is after the bye. They were off last week, but I think he's still questionable for this week.
There's no way he doesn't come back for this game, right? I mean, he has to. They basically have to run the table, you know? He's got to come back this game.
I know what you mean, but yeah, I know what you mean. But it's like also, do you want to mess? When your franchise is or when your season's already like underwater. I mean, do you want to mess with with getting a true franchise quarterback and one that relies on their legs re-injured?
I don't know, man. If you need him, you do, right?
I mean, if this were the playoffs or something, it's different. But like, even if he comes back, what are the chances they make the playoffs this year? 15%?
Well, I mean, I don't think they'll need probably, more than 9 or 10 wins to get to the playoffs. And I don't even think there's a 0% chance they still win the division, just because I don't. Obviously, the Browns aren't very good, despite evidence to the contrary. And
Yeah, I mean that is fair, right?
Couldn't even keep a
Steelers,
straight face
Bengals
when I
could be
said that.
anything.
Yeah. And I'm sure like, behind closed doors, you're crossing your fingers that there's a Steelers collapse. I know you too well.
I'm not going to deny it. I mean, you heard what I said at the beginning of the season. I like being right.
But what do you think? You think are you going with they're not going to start him? So you're going to pick the Bears? I mean, if they're not going to start him, you got to pick the Bears.
No, it was a hammy. And I know you're trying to get me to pick the Bears, and I'm
Ah,
going to do it. I
ah.
am going to pick the Bears under the presumption that Lamar will either not play or be a little bit limited in what he can do. The Bears surprisingly good. Maybe even if Lamar plays, the Bears D maybe just good enough to stop them. I mean, Baltimore's defense in the last 2 years, as they've been a good team, has still been kind of really, home run or strikeout. And maybe this will be the strikeout. I'm going to go for the Bears, my friend.
Okay, I talked you into it.
I was going to go with the Bears before we
Okay,
even started talking about
sure you
this.
do.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the Ravens.
All right, then we're both
No,
going with the
I'm going
Ravens.
with Chicago. I'm going with.
Okay, I'm gonna risk looking like a fool. I think Lamar will play. They just starting the other two guys. They've just been so bad. There's just like no way. I'm gonna say that they have to bring out Lamar. This is probably the game that'll decide the rest of their season.
Well, I mean, you could even say that about probably every game for the rest of their season, until they lose, in which case there's no hope. But yeah, I know what
Yes,
you mean. I do believe that they are in do or die. I'm looking at it right now. Um, Looks like
rest
the
of their
Ravens
schedule's
are
hard.
7-point favorites, so I'm the one taking the bold pick here.
Okay, Chrissy's taking the Ravens.
Yeah,
Next up,
you've just got the easy chalk pick, you wuss.
I was always gonna pick the Ravens.
Yeah,
Next up, we've got the Bills at Carolina, and suddenly the Panthers have a winning record. Suddenly, they're competitive. I don't know if Bryce Young will play in this game. I don't think he's that banged up, but if ever there was a time to pick the Bills there's no way the Bills are going to lose three in a row, right? It's unbelievable. They cannot lose three in a row. Got to
it
pick the
is
Bills.
interesting. It is interesting with Carolina at home on a good streak, with Buffalo starting to collapse a little bit. I think Buffalo's just too good, though. I don't think they're going to lose three in a row against the Panthers, who are a fine team. They're
Fuck
just
no.
not as good as the Bills. Um, yeah, I just don't see the way that Buffalo quite loses this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina, gives them a good fight.
Next up, the Jets at Cincinnati. Do the Jets maintain their stranglehold on the number one overall pick?
They do. Next,
Okay. 49ers at Houston.
you got the
And
Bengals as well, right?
of course,
Yeah.
Joe Flacco with those weapons, man, he's gonna elevate the fuck out of that team.
Okay.
They got crazy weapons over there, man. 49ers at Houston, and yeah, after that whole diatribe about the Houston offense and how much you want to go out and hang D'Amico Ryans, I don't know about these Texans, man.
Oh, I don't know that we want to say that about one of the only black coaches in the NFL, dude.
Well, it's
Uh,
like half of them are black now.
anyway, yeah. So we've got San Francisco, we've got Houston, right? San Francisco, so gutsy. Here's my prediction. Maybe I'll make this my prop because I haven't come up with my prop yet. But I think that Houston defense in particular, maybe not their special teams, but their defense, who have been just making such an effort to keep giving this team chances, is finally going to collapse under the weight of its own, uh, you know, uh, the anvils that the offense has put on its shoulders. I think that this is not only going to be a San Francisco win, but a blowout. I think CMC is going to run all over them, and I feel so bad for the people on the Houston D who have not given up, who keep trying. I think it's going to be too much for them this week.
Yeah, the Texans, they've always kind of been like that retarded younger stepbrother of the Cowboys. And I don't like him. And I never liked him. So I'm going with the Niners.
All right.
This team has just kind of regressed so much. And yeah, you're right. The defense has like really well in a few key statistics for sure.
It really feels like the Browns did the last couple of years.
Say what?
I said it really feels like the Cleveland Browns have the last couple of years, where the defense really gave them so many chances, and the offense this time under the absolutely inept Deshaun Watson could do nothing with it. It's gotta hurt so much to be a fan of that type of team. Like at least like if both sides of the ball suck, then it's like okay, at least I can clown on my own team. Here it's like, damn, they're trying so hard and they can't win anything.
At least if you're a Texans fan, you think you still have a franchise quarterback. If you're a Browns fan, you haven't seen one of those in 40 years.
Absolutely true, man. Absolutely true. I can't remember the last time the Jets were a decent offense either. I think it was before my time. It's
No, it's
probably like
like
Joe Namath.
Mark Sanchez, Rex Ryan. They went to a
Oh
few.
please, oh please.
They
They were a
went.
good.
They went
They
to a few
won
NFC
games.
championships.
They were a good defense. They were not a good offense under Rex. They weren't terrible, but they certainly weren't good.
Well, better.
Well, better than they are now. That's for damn sure. Uh,
Better
and
than.
yeah, I do think C.J. Stroud is still a franchise quarterback. I think he's just having a bad year.
Well, he had a bad year last year too.
It wasn't great. You're not wrong about that.
Next up, we've got the Browns coming off of a dominant victory, who still have a good defense. Now they have to play a real team in the same division, the Patriots, who have won 4 in a row now. I'm just going to keep piling off on the Dolphins till you tell me to stop.
Stop. Please, for the love of God, stop.
They're already dead. Yeah. And, yeah, I think the Browns can make this close, but I feel like there's just so much momentum for the Patriots. It's going to be just so tough. And as many points as the Browns put up in that game, Gabriel still was complete fucking trash in that game statistically. It was all like running back and buffoonery by the Dolphins that gave him all those points. So don't be fooled. This Browns offense is still absolutely terrible. Stuff with nightmares, really.
Yeah, it's not great. I could see their defense actually maybe like throwing a little wrench in Drake May's toolbox. But yeah, like the Patriots are a good team. I don't think that they're gonna fall to the Browns, and I've got New England here. I'm feeling like this is like a 70-30. I would not be shocked if Cleveland wins on the back of its defense. I think New England is even if they may not match up particularly well against Cleveland, they're just the better team. So I've got them.
Yeah, me too. They just roll in too hard, and they're just filled with so much confidence. You know, it's just they just look too good, and their defense is good too.
Yeah.
So.
I always love seeing like a rebuilding project complete and produce a good team for the first time.
I'm mostly just upset I didn't pick the Browns last week. You know.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with that.
Why did we both believe?
Because one of the teams wasn't the Cleveland Browns.
Next up, we've got the rematch from only 2 weeks ago that the Giants won. We got Giants playing the Eagles at home, 2-5 versus 5-2. Do the Eagles win this time? Because I gotta say, this is probably a better Giants team than the first time, but maybe the Eagles aren't as bad. I mean, what do you think? This could.
All right. So I've got my opinion, but I want to hear what you think first.
I kind of just told you. I feel like these are both teams that have moved in different directions in a very short amount of time with this Dart Scadaboo, combo. They've both been playing well. But maybe the Eagles are. I don't know. They played one good game now, basically one good full game, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that with what I just saw from Jalen Hurts,
but the Giants' defense isn't like terrible, you know.
They're not, but they just gave up 33 points in a quarter. So how good can they be?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
One quarter of football. Even the Dolphins didn't give that up all game this week. 4 quarters, 60 minutes of football, and they only gave up 31 points. Meanwhile, the Giants gave up 33 and a quarter. It's possible they'll say that and say, you know what, we know we're good and we have something to prove now. It's also possible that they'll say, you know what, haters, you were right. Because we just can't get it done. And it's possible they'll have a mental boom after a collapse of epic proportions like that. I think even if they don't have the mental boom and they play well, it's possible Philly will just play really well and take it to them in a good game. I've got the Eagles, and I feel confident in that one.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Eagles too. I feel like I'm not going to say it was a fluke that they beat him the first time, but I do think it'll be close, and I do think the Eagles' defense is definitely regressed, obviously.
Hmm.
But it'll be a close game for sure. Probably a very close game. And I think it's only like Eagles by like 55%, truly.
Okay, I feel a lot more confident than 55-45, but I hear you.
All right, next up we've got the Bucks playing the Saints at home. Oh man, is there? Oh well, no. I guess there's not a shit bowl this week. We'll just have to go back to whatever game the Dolphins are playing. I'm looking.
Oh,
It's not a
hush.
convincing one. I don't really want to put that stank on the Falcons, but shit. Yeah, I guess the Jets and Bengals have lost more.
Gets into? Yeah, feels a little bit toilet bowl to me.
All right. Anyway, back to the Bucks and the Saints. And
Hmm.
if ever there was a bounce back game for the Bucks, this has to be it, right? I mean, the Saints, they ain't known for having that good of an offense, and their defense is better than the Cowboys, but not much better.
Yeah, I could see Tampa Bay doing without Mike Evans what LA just did without Puka. This is an easy call for the Buccaneers, and I think unless you were given good odds, you'd have to be crazy to take NO in this one.
Well, they haven't had Mike Evans most of the year, and they've still done really well.
Yeah, I think they will do that this week.
I concur. It's ludicrous to think the Saints could outscore them.
And I don't even know for sure that Evans is out, but I assume he's going.
Oh, he's definitely out. He's like broke his collarbone.
Oh shit, was that bad?
Yeah, he's like back on IR already, isn't he?
That is brutal. I didn't follow his injury. All I knew that it was taken out of the game early.
Yep, he's a goner. He's probably going to
Yeah.
come back at the end of the season because I hear that's a very short heal up, or one of the best things you can hurt.
Oh,
So he's
let's see
going to
if he can,
he'll be back for the playoffs.
let's see if he can be removed from the game in theirs too. Like
I didn't want to go
the, the
there.
rare the rare hat trick of multi-game injuries in the same season.
All right, next
Yeah,
up
I feel for
we've got the Cowboys at Denver, and
him.
this is my birthday Cowboy game.
Hmm.
They're playing on my birthday. This is my present to myself. The stars have aligned. I get to watch my homies on
Two
football
teams you really
Sunday.
like too.
Two teams I really like.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
I know
right.
you're a fan of Denver.
Oh,
Don't
because
try
I
to hide.
always talk about their defense getting 10 sacks, right? That's because
Yeah.
I've had their fantasy defense the last 2 seasons. But anyway, we got this amazing Broncos defense, and what is
Mhm.
this? Is this the immovable object versus the unstoppable force? Which one you
Okay,
think?
let's stop complimenting ourselves and thinking that our own shit don't stank here. You know, if
Wow.
anything, I'd say the immovable force right now is immovable force. The unstoppable force is Indy. Yeah, this is a game with a good offense against a good defense. I don't think we need to be hyperbolic about it.
Bro,
Give me your birthday pick here.
the Cowboys' offense is hyperbolic worthy, and I've been
Boom pick.
brutally honest about their shit defense. It's a their offense is at least nearly as good as Indianapolis is.
This might be, if anything, this might be like, Ken got a microwave a burrito that not only so hot that
Oh yeah,
not even he could eat it,
yeah.
because it's like, how can Dallas lose a game with the offense, but how can they win a game with that defense?
This is a tough one to call because I think the Cowboys will still be able to put up like a fair amount of points on the Broncos defense just because
Mhm.
they got so many like weapons that have just emerged and they'll be hard to stop. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they still dropped like, 25 plus points or
Yeah,
even
but just
30.
because but just because Denver's a defensively oriented team doesn't mean that their offense is New York Jets or Cleveland or now Miami.
That's true.
Um,
They're obviously way better than those garbage teams that beat the Dolphins, but I don't think Denver's I don't think Denver's offense is super good. I know they're 5-2, and I know they just got that redonkulous fourth quarter, like just monstrous performance over there. But I do think their offense is not super great,
I
and it's
really wish
definitely not
Miami could play
consistent.
against Miami, because then at least we'd be guaranteed 2 wins a season.
Yeah, this one's
You know what?
tough, but it is my birthday. I gotta
Yeah.
believe my boys can finally get 2 consecutive wins.
All right. Well, fuck you, Chrissy. Happy birthday. I'm picking the Broncos.
Yeah, you gotta shit on my parade, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
so
this is.
fun.
But do you think it's like 50-50, or you really think it's lopsided?
I don't think it's super lopsided. I would say 55 to 60%. Probably 55. I feel like it's close.
Yeah, Dak's just
Sean Payton
so
with those
hot.
brilliant coaching moves, though, just puts it over the top.
All right, next up, we've got the Titans playing the Colts at home, and this one feels about as one sided as the Bengals playing the Jets.
Yeah, I'd say even more so. This is maybe Tampa Bay, New Orleans level. Um,
Nah, I don't think it's that bad. I think this is worse.
but yeah, like Indianapolis is just such a good team. They cannot be stopped. I will at least figuratively eat my hat if the Titans manage to put up 30 points. Indianapolis has failed to put up 30 points one time out of 7 games this season, and it won't be against the Tennessee Titans. Goodbye, tea time. I'm picking the Colts.
Yeah, how could you not? The Titans are so lethargic in every sense of the word.
Okay, if they win this, and I should say when they win this, and they're 7-1, are you finally gonna give Daniel Jones a little bit of due?
I'm not, because they're just the Vikings of last season who totally turned back into pumpkins the last 3 games of the season and went one and done in the playoffs. This is exactly what Sam Darnold was last season. Everyone was hyping the holy hell out of him, and he was nowhere near as good as Kirk Cousins would have been if they kept Kirk. Kirk would have gotten them to like the championship, and he already took the Vikings to a championship on that same team. So fuck Sam Darnold and fuck Daniel Jones, man.
I don't
He's
know
full of
what you
shit.
have against this poor guy.
I ain't got no, it's one season, dude. Maybe if he does good like 2 seasons in a row and he keeps the starting job and he doesn't stink
Name an
so bad.
actual team he was ever bad on.
Yeah, I know it's just the Giants. I get it. You say that every week.
I do, because I keep wanting you to give him credit.
I
Okay.
I I do give him credit, but at least Sam Darnold was like kind of the driving force behind that offense. The driving force of this offense is mostly Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I think he's done really well. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's done well. But in a way, I think this is actually even less impressive than what Sam Darnold did last season.
I completely disagree,
Sam
because
Darnold had like 4,500 like passing yards that season.
if they asked Daniel Jones to do that with the way he's playing, he could do that as well. Like, I don't like to hold stats against a quarterback when they just clearly passed the eye test with flying colors.
Maybe you're right. I'm gonna need more than like half a season or 1 season for him to prove me wrong. If he just wins one playoff game, shut me up. But
All right.
He's lucky he's in a division that like doesn't have the Lions like Sam Darnold had to play against. So he's basically a shoe-in to fucking win the division since their division's absolutely poo-poo caca.
I don't know. Those Tennessee Titans are pretty fierce.
Poo-poo caca division. It's on his side. All right, next up we've got Sunday night. We've got the Packers playing the Steelers at home. And
Uh-huh.
I think this could actually be a good one. I don't think the Packers have been as hype as everyone makes them out to be. I know they're like 4-1-1, and that's a good record
So
and all
good the
that.
first 2 or 3 weeks, and they've kind of relatively stunk ever since.
I wouldn't say stunk, but the offense has definitely been underwhelming, and a lot of bad teams have put up good points. And what was supposed to be like one of the best defenses in the league, I think this is a virtual toss-up. I mean,
I, I,
Cardinals
I
played them
I
tight.
actually completely agree with you. And for the memes, I was thinking about going for Pittsburgh, but
What's wrong with
I
that?
tried that last week and I got burnt. So give me Green Bay.
We both got burned. Didn't we both pick Pittsburgh?
We did, but like you were always gonna pick Pittsburgh against Cincy.
If it's a close game, I'm going with my boy. This is a close game, so I'm going with my boy.
Okay, we've got the pits for you.
Okay, Monday night, we've got the Redskins playing the Chiefs at home, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that Jaden Daniels is going to miss this game, just one game, I think.
Okay.
And with
So
that in mind, I think it's just absolutely dead on arrival to think they have any chance without him.
now let me try to make a case for you to pick Washington
There's
here.
no case. I'm not
Because
that crazy.
because
I'm
you
not that
said just
far
a few
gone.
minutes ago that Dallas beat a good team last week, and that good team was the Washington Commanders, nay Redskins.
Yes, but
Okay?
Jaden Daniels played
And
most of that game.
and you've also told me a million times on recording, all 12 of our viewers could back me up here. You've said every single week, whenever Kansas City is playing a good team, which you just said that Washington is, that you would always take that team over Kansas City.
They're not
So
playing.
logically, you have to take Washington here.
Uh, if
How
the
did I do?
Chiefs were still in that slump and Jaden wasn't hurt, I would take them. But the Chiefs have managed to get back on track to my great disappointment, and I'm pretty sure Jaden's going to miss this game. So trust me, I want to. You don't make a convincing argument because I already want to pick them. You know.
So, what I'm hearing is Chris Casey wants to be a man of his word, but isn't. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Well, they're not a good team if they don't have their starting quarterback, dude. It's that simple.
All right. Yeah, I've got the Chiefs as well, obviously. So honestly, with how many like one-sided games there are this week, I'm really surprised that we ended up with 5 contested picks out of 13. We've got Vikings, Chargers, Ravens, Bears, which I'm basically handing you a freebie on. Cowboys, Broncos, Steelers, Packers, and I don't know why I had Kansas City as a fifth contested pick. We've got 4 contested picks.
Okay.
Maybe I just wanted it so badly. All right, I haven't thought of anything better, so if you want to go on the prop bet, I can take another second and think of something good. Otherwise, I've got I've got one. If you need another,
I've got one.
you've got one. All right, tell me what your prop is.
All right. For the Dolphins,
Oh
of
no.
course. No, they're just part of it. For the Dolphins, Jets, Browns, Saints, yeah, just those four. Whichever quarterback starts the game, another
Hmm.
quarterback is going to play in that game too for the same team.
All 4 starting QBs get replaced.
Just another quarterback will also have some time, at least.
Yeah, all 4 starting quarterbacks get replaced
Yeah,
or benched at least at some point.
yeah. Or just come out of the
Wow,
game. Yeah.
I would have given you 3 out of 4 if you want. That's a bold bet. I don't think you're going to be as close as you were last week. All right, give me Christian McCaffrey to continue his bounce back tear with 200 plus all-purpose yards. Um, and a 7 or greater rushing average. So 7 or more yards per attempt on rushing.
Is that it?
You want something more there?
I don't know, it's just pretty simple.
No, yeah, just keep it simple.
Okay. 7 yards a carry, is that what you meant?
7 yards per carry, and 200 all-purpose yards.
Alright.
All right, my friend. It was a long one, but it was a fun one. Now I want to tell you more about that Indianapolis game the
I
Houston
was
game last
just
week.
about to say that was half the video, yeah.
Man, get me like feeling like really zealous about something, and I will be shot out of a cannon for 45 minutes straight. I can just rant and rant and rant. You know that about me.
I believe it. I didn't need that game to believe that. Alright, that does it for our week 8 video. Everyone, have fun and take care.
Yeah, have fun watching the games, and we'll see you next week.